What's up, y'all? I wanted to come share something, and it blessed me so much today. And when I read what my good sis Taquisha was posting today, um, hmm, it blessed my soul. I started crying and tearing up because I too have recently um, been in a lot of spiritual warfare, and everything that the enemy can try, he'll try it. But I walk with my head held high. I pray about everything. And yeah, when I said her video made me cry, she was talking about, um going on a trip that she had planned, and just how the many things that they took place to keep trying to stop her from getting to what God had needed for her to hear and for her to do. And so that's how the enemy works. He'll throw curveballs, and he'll place things in your way to try to stop you, to try to shake your faith, um, so that you can't access what God has for you. And so, like I said, it really touched me, and it had me, tearful, because I currently have been fighting some things that the enemy has been throwing at me. And like I said, he tried his best to shake my faith, but my faith is unshakable. Like I said, I pray about everything, and I fast, and I hear from God, and he gives me direction and love. And so the things that I have been going through, and I have been praying about it, and I was no worry. Like, I literally don't worry about anything. And so I asked God, to take care of it. And so fast forward, I had some issues going on this past 2 days, some deep issues going on these past 2 days. And one of them happened, at home. And like I said, it blessed me because it took me back to that moment a few days ago. I have been constantly fighting some stuff um, for a minute now. For a minute now. And because of my faith in God, because I trust him, and because I know that he has plans for me, and because I know what he's spoken of my life, I know who he has called me to be. I am actively walking in who he has called me to be. And it's a lot of times where things happen, and it's a huge test of my faith. And so, like I said, I pray about everything. And in that first particular situation, I had this ongoing thing for a long time, and my way of taking care of it is not reacting. And so, as much as it was eating me up on the inside not to react, not to, carry on, not to say anything, I was feeling a way the other night. And I prayed to God, and I was like, God, take care of this, Lord, so I don't have to touch it. Like, take care of this. And I was crying out to God. And so I was sitting on my floor in my room, and I just happened to pick up my phone out the blue, because I was sitting on my floor. I think I was actually folding up clothes in my drawer, and I was sitting on my phone floor, and my phone was sitting next to me. I just picked up my phone out the blue, and when I picked it up and opened it up, that's what I picked it up to listen to some music. And when I picked it up to listen to some music, I opened up, of course, the page, and a video had popped up with a sermon. And I looked at it, and I always watched, his sermons and stuff, but I didn't pick up my phone to watch the sermon at the time. I picked it up to listen to music, and I was like, something was like, click on this, like, listen to it. And so I listened to the videos in its full entirety of like 18 minutes or whatever, and it truly blessed me. Like, when I tell you I have been hit, like, when I keep getting hit, baby, I keep getting hit. And when I tell you I'm doing so good, not giving a reaction, not saying anything. And so, as much as I said, like, it was bothering me, I was to the point, I was like, look, tomorrow I'm saying something. Like, I got to say something, because, like, I'm sick of this. It's been going on for too long. And so, as I watched the video, the Lord began speaking to me so profoundly. He began speaking to me so profoundly. And he said to me, don't do nothing. I got this. Don't do nothing. And as I received that word, it was a lifting in my spirit. I felt that heaviness go off of me. When the enemy is trying to derail you from what God has purposed for your life and over your life, when he tries to do anything to derail you, when God lifts that from you, like you will feel it instantly. And so I felt an instant lift off of me, and I cried out to God. And I was like, God, thank you for this, because I need it, because God knew what was down the road. So when the enemy tries to derail you and get you thrown off course and off track, he'll put obstacles and he'll put things and people in your way and situations in your way to get you to react. And so the enemy's plot and plans for my life is for him to get me to react, for him to get me to go back to that person that I once was. And with all that is inside of me, with all that I learned, the knowledge and wisdom that I've accumulated, just throughout the process of my journey, one of the most valuable lessons I've learned was, he was like, Samaria, everything don't deserve a response, And so this particular time, like I said, I was on the verge. Like, it needed to be said. Some things needed to be said, some things need to be addressed. And I was like, look, now is the time. I done let it go too long. And like I said, when I opened that video, and God said, don't do nothing. Like, I cried and cried on my floor. And like I said, as hard as it is for us to not do nothing, as hard as it is for us not to want to give a reaction, or not to say something to somebody, or not to do nothing, I'm not a confrontational person. And so that was part of the reason why I hadn't said anything for so long. I just prayed about it. Every time something happened, I prayed about it, like, God, please take care of this so I don't have to. And every time, God will give me that strength to oversee whatever that situation is and to keep going. And so, like I said, but this particular day, the other day, I was like to my wit's end with it. I was like, look, I'm saying something. And when I opened up that sermon, that was God's protection and his love for me. And so whenever we are fighting these spiritual battles and these things and attacks that the enemy, has over our life, is because he has a plan himself to destroy us. And so, like I said, his only plan is to kill, steal, and destroy us. Nothing good is going to come out anything that Satan has for us. And so, like I say, pray without ceasing. Pray about everything. Pray about everything. But like I said, that video, listening to my good sister Taquisha, giving her testimony about how the enemy had thrown things in her way over and over and over again, and how when it looked like in that very moment that they wasn't going to be able to get where they needed to go and do what they needed to do, God stepped in. God stepped in. God had the whole ship wait on them until they arrived. So God will stop any situation. God will go before you, and he will go after you. It's nothing that God can't do. Nothing that God can't oversee. Nothing that he can't override. God will make the unthinkable, the unimaginable happen. What looks like it ain't gonna happen, God can, in a blink of an eye, God can change it. And that's what he did for her. Because she had faith, because she kept going, because she kept moving, because she trusted him. So I want that to be a message to somebody today. No matter what the enemy is throwing at you, no matter what you are facing day to day, no matter what someone is saying or doing, or no matter how you feel about it, no matter if you want to say something, as bad as you may want to say something, as bad as it may be eating at you on the inside, give it to God. I promise you, he has the best solution. And most of the time, that solution is silence. God tells us to be silent. Silent. Cast our cares upon him. Okay? And so I pray that this message reaches its rightful owners. But like I said, keep going. No matter what it looks like, no matter what, if you're not going to get to your destination, if it don't look like you're ever going to get there on time, keep going, because you never know. Just like the enemy tried to throw in monkey wrenches, God got a bigger monkey wrench that he can throw in any situation. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later.